Hi guys, this is Brittany. This is my response post for Module 5, our very last video together. I've really enjoyed learning from all you guys, and especially with this module, you all had such wonderful things to say. So I'm going to start with Miss Daniela. I did appreciate your mentioning of the order of which you read everything, because I felt like that was really something important that I know I tried to always read the book first because I felt like that was always the largest part to tackle, but to try and approach it from a different way of reading maybe the articles first, or maybe kind of carrying those, kind of the outline of those into the tutoring session. I'm not sure if it could have helped a bit to understanding, but I definitely felt where you were coming from as far as switching it up a bit, or really the order that you put them in, really impacting you. I also really loved what you mentioned about the definitions being especially important and being different to everyone, how everyone maybe has a different perception of those words. We went over in English major classes, basically there's a definition and there's a connotation to every single word, or most words rather. And I feel like those words with faith, with religion, with beliefs, they're definitely really power words that a lot of us use, and maybe there is a definition like there is in the text, but we all have different connotations connected to those words with our lifestyles. So I definitely really appreciate you bringing that up, just the fact that we not only have to be aware of those, definitions sometimes being different for everyone, but just being aware that when we take that into account, that sometimes when we're trying to have conversations about religion, about faith, about beliefs, that we're not talking about the same thing necessarily, even though we're using the exact same words. So it is important to define things. I think it's very important to, be able to have an open conversation and be able to embrace all of the differences that we have instead of just focusing on the sameness. So I really did appreciate that, and I loved what you said about peeking in at the game. And really seeing them and thinking what they were struggling with, what they were as students, because so often, I know I was guilty of this myself because I am in no way an athlete whatsoever, and I never was. But just sort of seeing athletes as athletes when there's so much more, when they're students, when they're people, when they're males and females, and just they're people. And I mean, you know that they're people, but at the same time, when you see them as athletes, there's so many connotations, there's so many definitions that we come into society with, that society kind of gives to us. And so I think it's really important to really break that down. That's one of the biggest things I'm taking from this course, is breaking all of that down and to see the development that they as students have and as athletes. So I thought that was a really great point to make. Tina, I loved your personal story. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. Um, I really loved the fact that you went to Methodist College, and had that exposure. I loved your mentioning of being with the international students, feeling more comfortable with them. I can't imagine how hard that must have been with the Christianity. I loved your analogy of it being like a dancing team, and not knowing how to dance. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. And it is something that I can't imagine how, oppressive that must have been in a way. I know I went to Lewisburg College where we work, and I was affiliated in Methodist Church rather, but wasn't as active as I could have been. And so it was a little bit of a disconnect, but definitely nothing to that degree whatsoever. But really interesting to hear that, because I think oftentimes with the students from coming in admissions at Lewisburg College and us being related by faith to the Methodist Church, where they come in and are kind of like, I'm not Methodist, so can I be here? And to let them know that there are non-denominational services, that even though we're related by faith to Methodist Church, we really try to get more so the spirituality, back with the definitions, the spirituality of the students connected rather than a certain religion or belief. So I really loved your bringing that up. It was a very unique view, and one that I'm really grateful that you shared with us. And I definitely agree with your weakness about the theory really failing to relate religion where you're not really able to grasp onto religion when so many different people are at so many different levels. Back to the definitions, where so many people, I mean, we're all so different, and we have different perceptions and different beliefs and connotations, and so it can be a little bit difficult to kind of get everyone to be talking about the same concept with all these different connotations going on. So I really enjoy that point as well. Samantha, I really appreciated your mentioning about the students being in the middle of transition. I thought that was really important, especially just from a standpoint with higher education. You never really know what students are going through, and I think that religious mentioning, especially of your friends going through all those transitions, is really important, because a lot of times we forget that when we're in, kind of higher ed mode of trying to recruit students, of trying to help them along. We want to help them, and at the same time we want to realize that they're human, that they're just like us, and that they have needs, that they're growing. To remember how it was when we were all in college, and to remember all of those different things coming at us left and right, and really, being on our own for a lot of us for the first time, and really, having all of this come at you, and at the same time needing someone to speak to, or at least to be there and be a neutral party. And so I thought that was a really important point. And I also really liked your point about the number 2 future recommendation, where the researchers must examine what development looks like for different people. I definitely agree that that was everything that our course was about. I definitely feel like it's something that is repeated throughout the courses, and something that I'm very happy to see repeated throughout the courses. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I know I went quite a bit over, but I have really, really enjoyed talking with you all this semester. I cannot wait to see you all next week at the presentation, and I look forward to seeing you all in future classes. Thanks. Have a great week.